Reaction: why society hates creative people and what to do about it. I'd like to react to this video on design. It was packed with some really thoughtful stuff, and a few of them hit me pretty hard. Also, I noticed the iPhone was featured several times. As the probable inventor of the iPhone and a few other things, I thought I'd have an interesting perspective on things. So here is a sampling of the good stuff.
Why is there such a disparity between the creative cultural icons of our time and the artists and designers who are just as talented but remain overlooked? Nobody knows the people behind the original iPhone, for example. Probably most importantly, creative pursuits are judged based on scale rather than quality or merit. Most of us don't know how to evaluate creative pursuits in any sort of conceptual, philosophical, or craftsmanship level. So we really only focus on two things: how much money it made and how many people know about it. Creativity is really disorganized and non-linear. This is the absolute opposite of the way that successful businesses run. But you're not gonna make friends by telling people that the thing that they've been doing with great success for 50 years is dumb. Young designers and artists focus pretty much all of their time on improving their craft rather than understanding how businesses operate. Creative people know that their contribution to society is really hard to measure or quantify, so they build up a big ego in order to make it seem like they're someone important. Almost none of us will ever receive worldwide recognition or acclaim. Presentation is everything.
Wow, really cool stuff. I could feel some of my own frustration at the quirks of the system. It's nice to hear that somebody understands these things. I'm not going to react to them all, but maybe let's start with the most important one. Almost none of us will ever receive worldwide recognition or acclaim. I don't think it has to be. I'm speaking from the other side of having creative work recognized, because I lived on the other side for a long time. So how do you cross over from your brilliant work to be recognized as a masterpiece? Well, you know that the essence of great design is what you bring to the table that another person does not. That is, substitute another designer and it is less good. But the secret is not primarily talent, but finding the hidden opportunity. Check out Leonardo da Vinci's resume linked here. It was when he was 30 years old, before he was famous. Notice how little he describes his artistic or even design talent, rather opportunity, what his work can do, mostly to solve tipping points in battle where others could not. And he included a musical instrument in the shape of a horse's head to show his skill. Did he even mention music on his resume? There are similar tipping points in today's business battles. For example, you can change your brand style that improves engagement and image. Or some well-placed posters can increase traffic to your show booth, generating media attention. Great designs are grounded in these tipping points, but maybe on a larger scale, like saving Apple from bankruptcy. You may want to reread Da Vinci's resume with the tipping point angle in mind. The entire video was a reflection on historical design masterpieces. This way of thinking about history will fuel your reasoning, your judgment. The challenge is understanding the true essence. Articles are usually too superficial to be correct. Think of someone commenting about your work. They may like some things about it, but they may not really understand why it works. So to understand the true essence, it's a good occasion when the inventor reveals his secret sauce. But in the case when you're on your own, your reasoning is what you have to count on, and it gets better over time. Da Vinci lists several examples that he probably figured out by reasoning. When you reason through history, you take advantage of others' trial and error. When you test your reasoning, you speed your development. Success or failure, your reasoning to interpret history improves. Also, when you have a new idea, you can overcome opposition if you can back it up with a historical pattern. Just don't argue the point. Don't give yourself such a target to be shot down. Just keep bringing up the history and let them connect the dots in their own head. Finally, as you progress towards a more public persona, it gets easier. You don't have to be a jerk to be a senior designer, but have a pattern of being consistently right at seeing the hidden opportunity. There's usually somebody chosen to be the spokesperson, to carry the ideas. Bit by bit, you may be the person chosen. So you become the public persona to speak on behalf of other people's innovations. It is awkward to give attribution from the podium. Sometimes it fits, but just in case, my current style is to give attribution for the idea in a different way. On the initial proposal, I give attribution and I copy the inventor. That way, they have a permanent and portable copy of the proof. Finally, I'd like to thank John for posting such a well-articulated piece of work. I wish the best to him and his students.